Stop. Listen carefully. This is not a normal message. Time is pressing, and a silent alarm is already ringing in the spiritual realm. Something critical is unfolding right now, and only those who stay awake in spirit will recognize it before it passes. Today, I must speak with unusual urgency. These next moments may reveal why recent days felt heavy, why sleep has been restless, why an invisible tension surrounds your thoughts. This is not coincidence. Ancient teachings speak of rare time windows when consequences multiply, when a single decision can redirect an entire life path. Such windows arrive quietly without announcement, and most people miss them because they appear ordinary on the surface. In this video you will learn the hidden meaning behind this urgent period, the signs that indicate you are directly affected, and the precise inner actions that can protect your peace, your direction, and your future. Some truths shared today are rarely discussed because they challenge comfort and demand awareness, yet ignoring them carries a cost far greater than temporary discomfort. Stay until the end, because the final insight may explain why you were guided to hear this message at this exact moment, not earlier, not later, but now. Consider this a wake-up bell for the mind and a shield for the spirit. You are not here by accident. You are here because something inside you is ready to see clearly. Welcome to Shaolin Force Path, a place for strength, discipline, and inner awakening, and subscribe so you never miss the guidance meant for your journey. This emergency is not about sirens, disasters, or visible danger. It is about timing. In the unseen order of life, certain moments carry unusual weight, as though the flow of events tightens and speeds up at the same time. Ancient wisdom traditions teach that time is not always equal. Some days pass like sand, while others carve destiny in stone. March 1st, 2 and 3 forms such a passage. A narrow window is opening, and within it small choices can create outsized results. Words spoken in anger may linger longer. Silence kept out of fear may close doors that were quietly preparing to open. Courage shown in a single step may unlock progress that months of effort could not move. Think of it as a current in a river. When the current strengthens, drifting is no longer neutral, it pulls you somewhere specific. These days carry a similar pull. Old patterns rise to the surface. Unresolved matters demand attention, and distractions suddenly feel heavier because they compete with something more important trying to emerge. Many will brush this off as mood, stress, or coincidence. Yet those who observe carefully will notice a sharpening of intuition, a sense that hesitation now feels more costly than action. This is why it is called an emergency. Not because something terrible is chasing you, but because something decisive is approaching you. A decision portal stands open, not a mystical doorway you can see, but a sequence of opportunities to correct direction, release burdens, or step forward with clarity. Each day builds on the previous one. March 1st stirs awareness. March 2nd presses for movement. March 3rd seals the direction chosen. After that, the current settles again, and the path becomes harder to change. There is a rhythm to existence that human plans cannot control. Sacred traditions describe it as appointed seasons, moments chosen not by clocks, but by purpose. In the teachings of Bible, it is written that there is a time for every matter under heaven. This points to a deeper law. Progress is not only about effort, but about alignment. You can push endlessly against a closed door and feel exhausted. Or you can step forward when the door quietly swings open and move with surprising ease. The difference is timing. Delay during ordinary days may simply slow you down. Delay during an appointed season can redirect your entire path. Opportunities that arrive now are not random. They are synchronized. Conversations appear at the right moment. Realizations surface suddenly. Even discomfort becomes guidance, steering you away from what no longer belongs in your future. Yet hesitation breaks that alignment. Fear, overthinking, or waiting for perfect certainty can cause the window to narrow until the same action later requires far more struggle. When heaven moves, it rarely forces. It invites, nudges, illuminates, then waits. Those who respond feel carried, as though invisible resistance dissolves. Those who stall often experience confusion returning, doors stiffening, motivation fading. This is not punishment. It is simply the season shifting forward without them. Consider how farmers plant, not whenever they wish, but when the ground and weather agree. Seeds placed too early freeze. Seeds placed too late struggle to grow. In the same way, decisions placed inside the right moment take root quickly. During these days, alignment matters more than perfection. Even a small step taken in harmony with divine timing can outweigh grand plans made outside of it. When a critical window opens and passes unnoticed, life rarely collapses overnight. Instead, something subtler happens. Opportunities that were approaching quietly change direction. The conversation that could have shifted everything never occurs. The idea that felt urgent fades into background noise. You move forward, but not forward enough to feel fulfilled. Missed opportunities often disguise themselves as maybe later, yet later arrives without the same energy, the same support, or the same clarity. What once required a single brave step may later demand exhausting effort just to recreate the chance. Many people look back and realize the door was not locked. It simply closed because no one walked through it. Then cycles begin to repeat. The same problems return wearing different faces. Similar disappointments appear in new places. You promise yourself change, but the environment feels strangely familiar, as though life is replaying an unfinished lesson. This repetition is not cruelty. It is unresolved direction trying again to be corrected. Emotional stagnation follows. Motivation weakens. Excitement becomes rare. Days blur together without clear progress or meaningful movement. Deep inside, a quiet voice whispers that something important was postponed, but the mind cannot pinpoint exactly when. The most painful part is not failure. It is memory. The memory of a moment when everything felt charged, clear, almost guided. You sensed it. You recognized it. Yet hesitation stepped in. Overthinking spoke louder than intuition. Comfort overruled courage. And later, a single sentence echoes, "I felt it, but I didn't set act." This regret does not shout. It lingers softly, appearing during quiet nights or reflective moments, reminding you that life offered alignment once, and you chose safety instead. You may notice a quiet restlessness that refuses to settle, even when nothing seems outwardly wrong. Activities that once distracted you no longer bring relief. Sleep comes, yet the mind stays alert, as though listening for something important. This is not ordinary anxiety. It feels more focused, more purposeful, like an inner signal trying to keep you awake to a change already forming. At the same time, certain doors begin to close without clear reason. Plans fall through. Delays appear. People who once moved easily in your life grow distant or unavailable. It can feel frustrating, even unfair, yet there is a pattern to it. Paths that no longer align start dissolving on their own, clearing space before you consciously decide to move. What feels like obstruction may actually be protection. Then comes a strange clarity mixed with discomfort. You suddenly see situations exactly as they are, without the usual illusions. Excuses stop convincing you. Half-truths sound hollow. You recognize where you have been settling, avoiding, or pretending. This clarity is sharp, almost uncomfortable, because it asks for honesty you can no longer postpone. Most telling of all is the inner urgency with no visible cause. Nothing dramatic is happening, yet it feels as though time matters more than usual. Small decisions carry unexpected weight. Postponing simple tasks feels wrong, like ignoring a quiet knock at the door. There is a sense that something is approaching, not with noise or chaos, but with certainty. Many dismiss these signals as stress or mood changes. Yet those who listen carefully realize they form a pattern, a call to attention, a preparation phase before movement. Not everyone feels it at the same time, and not everyone responds, but those who do often discover that the discomfort was guiding them toward necessary change all along. During this critical period, the spiritual realm begins subtle corrections. God is not punishing, but redirecting. He nudges attention toward what no longer serves your highest path. Relationships that drain rather than uplift rise to the surface. People who were once supportive may now reveal patterns of misalignment. This is not coincidence. It is a natural pruning, clearing space for connections that match your evolving purpose. Recognizing these shifts early allows you to step away with grace rather than struggle against resistance later. Habits too come under scrutiny. The routines that once felt harmless may now reveal their hidden cost. Procrastination, distraction, overindulgence, or avoidance no longer blend quietly into daily life. They appear amplified, demanding acknowledgement. God's correction is gentle yet firm, urging you to release patterns that subtly block your growth. Even small changes now ripple outward, reshaping your trajectory in ways months of effort could not achieve if done at the wrong time. Fear-based decisions also surface. Choices made from worry, doubt, or the need for control now feel heavy, strained, or misaligned. The inner voice that once whispered guidance grows louder, signaling where courage is required. Hesitation born of fear is no longer harmless. It may prevent blessings already preparing to arrive. The universe mirrors this, placing obstacles where indecision lingers, guiding action through visible consequence. Finally, self-doubt comes into focus. Thoughts that question your worth, timing, or ability are highlighted. These doubts are not accidents. They are invitations to confront and release them. They block blessings silently, keeping potential in shadow. Awareness during these days allows you to reclaim confidence, trust in divine guidance, and align with the flow meant for your life. The correction is precise. It shows you exactly what to release, strengthen, or embrace to step fully into the opportunity unfolding now. These 3 days are more than a window. They are a test, not of strength, not of knowledge, but of alignment. Faith meets fear in quiet, unmistakable ways. Every thought of hesitation, every doubt that whispers, challenges your willingness to trust what you cannot yet see. Fear will tempt you to retreat, to cling to safety, to postpone the steps that carry risk yet promise growth. Faith asks only that you step forward, even when certainty is absent. Obedience is measured against comfort. Comfort urges delay, encourages compromise, and whispers that now is not the right moment. But true alignment often asks for a small sacrifice, moving despite unease, listening despite distraction, choosing principle over ease. The contrast between obedience and comfort becomes visible in the decisions you face each day. Each choice shows whether you are moving with purpose or standing still in familiarity. Action stands opposite delay. The universe watches readiness, not intention alone. Thoughts and plans are invisible. Action is tangible. One deliberate step can trigger movement that words or wishes cannot. Delay, even for seemingly good reasons, has its cost: missed opportunities, postponed clarity, and cycles that repeat unnecessarily. The smallest visible effort now can create momentum that carries beyond these 3 days. Trust is tested against control. You may want to hold outcomes in your hands, orchestrate timing, or manipulate circumstances. Divine timing asks release. Trusting does not mean inaction. It means acting within the moment while leaving the outcome in alignment with purpose, not ego. Control seeks certainty. Trust leans into the unseen with courage. These days are a crucible where inner alignment is measured. Those who respond with faith, obedience, action, and trust discover a force supporting them, lifting them forward in ways that hesitation could never allow. Those who ignore it feel the weight of missed alignment, the subtle consequences of indecision echoing in days to come. March 1st marks the opening of this critical window. Begin by clearing your mind. Set aside the chatter, the worries, the routines that usually occupy attention. Silence is not emptiness, it is space for clarity to emerge. Thoughts that have been scattered begin to settle, and in that stillness, guidance surfaces. Listen carefully to the subtle nudges, the quiet instincts that have been trying to reach you all along. Cut distractions, notifications, noise, unnecessary commitments, even habitual scrolling. Anything that pulls focus away from the present moment must be set aside. These distractions dilute energy and cloud perception. When the mind is unburdened, the heart recognizes patterns and possibilities that were invisible before. The less you allow interference, the more precise your alignment becomes. Pray with focus. This is not a casual wish or a fleeting hope. Speak from intention, from sincerity, and from awareness of the opportunity these days hold. Ask clearly for guidance, for clarity, for courage. Pray not only for answers, but for the ability to recognize the answer when it appears. Let the prayer center your attention on what must shift, not on what you wish were easier. Finally, make one bold decision. It does not have to be grand or public. It must simply be decisive and honest. Step toward the change that your inner voice has been urging. Speak the truth you've avoided, set a boundary you've been postponing, or commit to an action you've been hesitant to take. This single choice will act as a catalyst. It signals alignment, clears resistance, and sets the current of momentum moving in your favor. March 1st is the spark, your clarity, focus, prayer, and courage ignited. March 2nd calls for visible action. The clarity and intention cultivated on March 1st now demand movement in the world. One step, small but deliberate, can shift circumstances that have lingered in inertia. Action transforms thought into reality. It signals to the universe that you are ready to align, that you are willing to carry the energy of your intentions into tangible form. Fix something you have been avoiding. There is likely a task, a conversation, or a situation that has remained unresolved. It may feel uncomfortable, inconvenient, or even risky, but avoidance has kept you stagnant. Confront it with honesty and courage. Correct the misalignment that has persisted quietly. Repairing what has been neglected opens space for progress that would otherwise remain blocked. Speak the truth where you stayed silent. Words withheld out of fear, uncertainty, or politeness now carry weight. Clarity and alignment often require expression. Speak not to blame, but to release. Express what has been held inside, clarify intentions, and communicate boundaries. The truth spoken in alignment with purpose clears energy, strengthens integrity, and attracts the response that supports your growth. Release resentment. Emotional baggage from the past can anchor energy in a place that no longer serves you. Grudges, anger, or old hurts, even if subtle, create resistance. Let them go. Forgive, not for others, but to free yourself. By releasing what weighs you down, you allow momentum to flow through your life without obstruction. March 2nd is the day of visible courage, tangible effort, and cleansing action. Each step, each word, each release carries the force of alignment, preparing you for the commitment and declaration that March 3rd will demand. March 3rd is the day of sealing. The intentions, clarity, and actions of the previous 2 days converge, demanding full commitment. This is not a casual acknowledgement. It is a deliberate choice to align your spirit, mind, and actions with the path that has been quietly revealed. Commitment anchors momentum and signals readiness for the shift that is coming. Declare alignment, speak it, write it, or hold it firmly in your mind. You are choosing the path of purpose over hesitation, courage over fear, action over delay. This declaration is a bridge between inner conviction and outward reality. It strengthens your focus and clarifies your direction, leaving no room for doubt to creep back in. Every thought, every small action thereafter resonates with this alignment. Reject old patterns, habits, relationships, or thought cycles that no longer serve you must be consciously left behind. They may have provided comfort, familiarity, or even a sense of identity, but they also carry limitations. To step forward fully, you cannot carry the weight of the old. Release it deliberately. Visualize the old patterns dissolving, making space for what is meant to grow. Step forward confidently. The energy of these 3 days has prepared the ground. You are no longer tentative or unsure. Each decision, each action, and each release has positioned you to move with strength and clarity. Confidence does not require knowing every outcome. It arises from alignment, from faith in the timing, and from trust in your readiness to meet the opportunities that appear. March 3rd transforms intention into momentum. By the end of this day, you stand not at the beginning, but at a threshold where action and alignment intersect, ready to move into a new rhythm of life with purpose and clarity. Behind the urgency of these 3 days lies a hidden blessing. Acceleration begins quietly at first, almost imperceptibly. as if life is gathering speed under the surface. Tasks that once felt heavy become lighter. Opportunities that seemed distant appear within reach. The energy around you shifts, responding to clarity, courage, and alignment. Small steps taken in purpose now ripple outward, multiplying impact in ways that would have been impossible without this focused window. Sudden clarity follows. Confusion that lingered for weeks or months lifts as though a fog has been swept away. Situations that felt murky now reveal their true shape. People, relationships, and choices become sharper in perception. You see not only what is, but what can be. Insight flows more freely, and your inner compass aligns with the course that has been quietly preparing for you. Breakthrough energy emerges from the alignment of action and intention. Obstacles that once seemed immovable now shift. Doors open and resistance eases. Momentum builds, not from force or struggle, but from the natural flow created when purpose meets timing. What was once stalled now moves forward. What was once uncertain now feels inevitable. The energy itself carries a sense of momentum that propels you into results that were previously out of reach. With this acceleration and breakthrough comes peace replacing chaos. Anxiety, restlessness, and confusion soften. Decisions that seemed impossible become simple. Fear is replaced by confidence, doubt by trust. Even challenges encountered in the process feel lighter, as though the universe has realigned circumstances to match your readiness. What began as urgency transforms into grace, showing that the pressure was never punishment, but preparation. The blessing hidden within these days is not only opportunity, it is transformation, clarity, and a newfound harmony that continues long after the 3 days have passed. Remember, this urgency is not born of fear, it is born of mercy. God warns before he shifts, giving you the chance to align, to act, and to step fully into the path prepared for you. These 3 days are a gift, a call to clarity, courage, and commitment. The steps you take now will ripple far beyond what you can see, shaping doors, opportunities, and breakthroughs in ways that only alignment can reveal. If this message resonates, like this video and subscribe to Shaolin Force Path so that guidance like this reaches those who need it most. Carry this wisdom with you and step into these days with intention and trust. The moment to move is now. Listen, act, and watch how life responds when your spirit aligns with purpose.